The BVI saw an increase in the number of turtles nesting on beaches across the territory since the implementation of a moratorium on the harvest of sea turtles in 1986 by the Conservation and Fisheries Department. But within recent times, those rates have declined, according to Assistant Marine Biologist at the Conservation and Fisheries Department, Joel Dorr, who is appealing to the public not to disturb the turtles while nesting so that they will return. The nesting period for turtles runs from around March and lasts until August of each year. The marine biologist told JTV News 4 of the 7 species of turtles in the world frequent the BVI waters, and he identified the BVI's pristine beaches as one of the reasons why they choose to return, especially to nest.
Through satellite tracking, was able to identify that the female turtles that nest on our beaches here in the British Virgin Islands, in between each nesting, would return to Puerto Rico, whether to mate again or just feed until she returns to shore again within 9 to 11 days. Turtles that nest in the BVI or turtles that come to the BVI may not necessarily live in the BVI. Leatherback turtles in particular, they live up in the Arctic, close to the Arctic region. They just migrate through the transatlantic currents and tides to come to the BVI to nest. But they live up there, they feed and they grow up there. That's called their adult foraging grounds, where just their nesting grounds or natal homing grounds. You know the saying that turtles return to the beach that they were hatched from to lay. So we're of the opinion that between Puerto Rico, British Virgin Islands, and US Virgin Islands, that they may have hatched from somewhere within this region and they return to nest now as adult females. But we have to remember that turtles that also nest here may nest elsewhere in the Caribbean or elsewhere in the world. But we would say that through the conservation of our beaches that they return to this region to nest.
These images show 2 leatherback turtles nesting on separate occasions in broad daylight at Trunk Bay in Tortola and another time at Fisher's Cove Beach in Virgin Gorda over the past weeks. In one case, several curious onlookers were very excited to behold the rare sighting, but they also got uncomfortably too close to the animal and could have interfered with its nesting process. The need for more people to be more aware about turtles is evident in some of the comments you will hear in this amateur video clip.
You got about 15 turtles inside of your body right now.
That eggs you got about 1,000 eggs.
Oh, I won't put you back in the water.
Nah, man.
I mean, nah, man.
You got left us here.
You like do it to him, and after I go back in the water, find a way back in the water.
Dorr, who is part of a 5-member turtle research team at the Conservation and Fisheries Department, warns against this practice. The marine biologist also dismissed one of the uninformed comments you just heard in that video clip by pointing out that a turtle could nest 5 to 6 or 7 to 10 times per year, depending on the animal, and could lay around 100 eggs or at times even more, but not 1,000 as one of the observers suggested. He says residents and visitors should not disturb or try to interact with the turtles when they come ashore.
So if for whatever reason, be it the day or the night, you see an animal nesting on the beach, we ask that you keep a distance. And if there's a member of the Conservation and Fisheries Department research team around, more than likely we're going to be wearing one of the shirts that I'm currently wearing, and we ask you to respect the officers and get in contact with the officers and find out what you can and can't do while the female turtle is nesting. We will allow you to take pictures, we will allow you to take videos, but at the same time, we would ask that you adhere to what we're asking you to do. Because if the animal is in the process of laying and you get too close to the animal, or she's threatened by the flash, or she's threatened by the noise, or even interaction with her, she may abruptly stop nesting and return to the sea, and that nest would become, as what we would say, a dead nest, because the eggs may not hatch based on being exposed to the sun too long, if it's in the day, or if it's the night. The measures that these animals take to ensure that their nests are laid correctly may not have been taken, and that clutch of eggs may not ever hatch. The number of eggs would be at the first nesting, say 90 to 100, if not more, again, depending on the animal. But as she lay each nest throughout the season, that number would decrease until she has no more eggs left to lay for the season.
The BVI began observation recording of turtles in 1989. There are over 300 species of turtles in the world, but only 7 known species of seawater turtles. They are the olive ridley, Kemp's ridley, loggerhead, flatback, green sea hawksbill, and leatherback sea turtles. 4 of the 7 species visit the BVI. Kemp's ridley and leatherback sea turtles are endangered species.